Welcome to our Atlanta Hawks press conference here as we introduce Bruno and DeAndre. We'll be getting your questions here in just a moment and comments from the fellows as well. My name is Bob Rathman. I'm the television voice of the Hawks, and we'd like to welcome those of you watching on Fox Sports Southeast, back in the Southeast this afternoon, also streaming on the Fox Sports Go app, and Hawks fans worldwide watching on Hawks.com. The gentleman at the table to my far right is the head of basketball operations and the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, Travis Schlenk. Also, of course, seated are DeAndre Hunter and Bruno Fernando, and I'd also like to recognize head coach Lloyd Pierce of the Hawks, who is right here in the front row. Coach, glad to have you here as well. Let me introduce our new players. Finally, we get a chance to talk about them at long last. We're excited about that, and we had a chance to see them play here this afternoon. To my immediate right is Bruno Fernando, who came to the Hawks in a trade from Philadelphia. He's the first native of Angola ever drafted into the NBA. Played at the University of Maryland, and last year was a first-team All-Big Ten defensive player. Played 2 seasons for the Terps and was a collegiate teammate of Atlanta's Kevin Huerter, the third former Terp now to put on an Atlanta Hawk uniform, joining Kevin and Alex Len. And the man in the middle is DeAndre Hunter. He was the 4th overall pick in this summer's draft by the Lakers, traded to New Orleans, and then traded to Atlanta, of course, coming off a national championship at the University of Virginia. Consensus third-team All-American last year, the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year, and a first-team All-ACC performer last year. 2 years ago, he was the conference's 6th Man of the Year. He's a Philadelphia native, and we're thrilled to introduce him to our Atlanta fans everywhere here today. So let me begin, Travis, by getting your comments. At long last, you now have a chance to talk about these young men, and I know you can't wait.
Yeah, no, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. We're obviously extremely excited about the way the draft played out. As you guys all know, we went into the draft with 6 picks. We've spent a lot of time the last few years collecting those picks through different trades. And this year, there are some guys we targeted, and we went out to get them. Obviously, the first one, going to get DeAndre, moving up from 8 to 4, using the 17th pick and the 35th pick to get there. Obviously, it's pretty obvious what we like about him is his defense ability to guard multiple positions. You know, you watch him play, and he can guard big, strong guys down low with his physicality. He can switch on the guards and guard quick little guards and contest the jump shots. So just the versatility he brings on the defensive floor stands out. And we really feel like offensively, there's more there that you haven't been able to see. You know, Virginia's got a great system they run, but I swear they take more shots the last 5 seconds of shot clock than any team in the country. So we're really excited about what he's going to bring on that end of the floor as well. And then Bruno. Bruno's a guy that we had targeted in this draft as well. You know, we just love the energy he brings to the game. You know, he protects the rim. You know, he's got a much better jump shot than people have seen in college. And, you know, I think he's a very good passer too. And I don't think that you got really to see that as well in college.
Travis, much was made, of course, of the buildup of assets to be able to use them as you did, and obviously you had to do some moving around to get both of these young men as Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, no, we you know, had to package the picks to move up, and then we had to get back in the draft in the 2nd round for Bruno. So, you know, being able to use those assets along with some of the future seconds we had, you know, that's why we spend all the time collecting them. So when there are some guys that we want to target and go out and get, we use them to go get them.
Well, DeAndre, welcome. It's great to have you as an official Atlanta Hawk. Congratulations. Give us your thoughts about what played out for you on draft night.
Draft night, I was really nervous. I knew the Hawks were really interested in me. When I heard they moved up, I was really excited. I was kind of relieved. I know I was the top of the guy on their board, so when I heard the news, I was just really excited. And when I got picked, it was just a dream come true, and I'm just blessed to be in this position.
And Bruno, same welcome extends to you, my friend. This is a great moment for you and your family. This is a tremendous honor for your country to be here. Your thoughts about the draft process?
It was crazy. You know, it was just it was a great feeling, great moment for me. Obviously, you know, I had a guy that I know on the team in Atlanta Hawks last year, and when he got drafted, like we never stopped talking about me being on the Hawks, like me and Kevin the whole time. So like for that to happen that way, it's kind of just like, you know, an honor for me to be here, just wear this uniform and being able to represent this amazing organization and just, you know, having the guys that I know on the team already makes it a lot easier for me. So I'm extremely excited to get it going.
Well, there's College Park, Maryland. There's College Park, Georgia. We're all going to get to know one another here coming up. We have a microphone somewhere. There is the lovely and talented John Steinberg. And if you will please raise your hand and ask a question. And if you will please give your media designation so that all that are watching and listening will know who you are and for the benefit of our players and friends. Go right ahead.
Steve Kyler, Basketball Insiders. Travis, what was it specifically about these guys that you felt was going to complement your team? How do you feel like they're going to fit with Trey and some of the guys from last year?
Well, I think the first thing, one of the real emphasis in my 3 seasons here has been about character and finding the right kind of people that we want to bring into our organization. And these 2 guys, as the community and the fan base gets to know them, they're off the charts as individuals. So that really stood out. And that's the first thing we look for, is the character. And then, as we talked about, their skill sets. You know, I think DeAndre's got much more in the tank than what we saw offensively at Virginia, and his defensive ability speaks for itself. Same with Bruno. We feel like there's more there offensively than you're able to see at Maryland. You know, you're going to see him step out, shoot threes, and he's going to be a good 3-point shooter in this league. And then, you know, defensively, just the ability to protect the rim.
Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. DeAndre, just branching off of what Travis just said about your offensive game, what is it that you feel you have to prove at this level that maybe you didn't get the opportunity to do at Virginia?
Just having the ball in my hand more, just being a decision maker in the pick and roll, and just being comfortable with the ball. At Virginia, I was more of a pick and pop guy, ISO guy. I didn't really have the ball in my hand that much. I had to rely on other players. I'll do a lot the same here, but I feel like being a 3 guy who can handle the ball and make decisions is big for me.
Deshaun Tate, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. First of all, welcome to Atlanta, guys. And this question is for DeAndre. You only worked out for the Atlanta Hawks. What led to that decision for you?
It was a decision between me and my agent. We knew Atlanta was a place I really wanted to go. It was a great fit for me. And once I got the workout, we just kind of shut it down, just let things play out how I did.
2 questions, if you don't mind. One for DeAndre, one for Bruno. Tim Rounds with the AP. Bruno, I'll start with you. I remember when you were at Kevin's draft party last year and the excitement you guys had that night. How much Hawks basketball? I mean, I know you followed Kevin, but how much Hawks? I mean, did you get a chance to watch much Hawks basketball during the last year?
I did. I definitely tried to watch a lot, you know, as much as I could. Like I said, me and Kevin kept talking about the Hawks all year long, and he was like, just always telling me, man, I hope we can get you. And I was like, man, I really hope I can be there. And then just like to get to watch the team the whole time all year last year, and to now be here in this position, you know, it's just I'm just glad the way that things play out. But I did watch a lot.
DeAndre, I know it's just been a few days of summer league that you ended up missing while you're waiting for this to happen. But just how frustrating were these couple of weeks? And what were you were you allowed to play at all? Were you allowed to do anything these last couple of weeks, or they just kind of just lay low and make sure nothing crazy happens?
Yeah, I mean, when we were practicing, I was doing most of the drills and things. But when they scrimmaged, I didn't play. But it was just weird not being able to talk about the team, not being able to be seeing the team here. It was just like I wasn't drafted no more.
First off, welcome to Atlanta, guys. I have 2 questions. Jamila Johnson, ATLHawksFans.com. For DeAndre, before your last season with Virginia, you said you wanted to be a national champion and you also wanted to be a top 5 draft pick. What is it like to now have accomplished both of those things, and what are your goals for the future?
I mean, it's great. You just speak things into existence and you just work towards your goal. And that's what I did. And I don't really necessarily have a big goal right now. It's just getting acclimated to the team, just having a role for this team, but I'm just going to work and whatever happens, happens.
And for Bruno, what is it like to be the first player to be drafted from Angola?
It feels great. It's an honor. Obviously, you know, a lot of kids back there wish, you know, they were in my position. We're sitting here in the chair right now, and for me to have that opportunity and kind of like open the door for everybody else, you know, it's just an honor. It's an amazing feeling. And I hope that I was able to, you know, kind of like inspire a lot of the kids to be able to just, you know, go to the gym and put the work in, and just knowing that as long as you put your mind into anything, you'll be able to accomplish it.
Deshaun Tate, 92.9 The Game again. This question is for the both of you. I know it's still really early in the process and everything's official now, but what kind of conversations have you guys had with the staff in terms of what kind of role you will be playing here?
As of right now, like we just kind of like watch a lot of film, you know, with coach obviously, and just kind of like try to get to know like the team system and like see how we fit into it, and just kind of like pick from there and just like build from there and see like how we can fit into the team and the process. Obviously, coaches and the front office, they're ahead of us in that process, obviously, because they've seen us playing the whole time in college and they kind of know already how we gonna fit to the team. But for us, just kind of like learn every day and try to like get better every day, like every aspect of our game, and try to like help the team as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, just learning the plays, watching a lot of film with coach, and just knowing what we have to do and just learning the system. We really haven't talked about roles and things like that yet, but just getting acclimated to what they run and just knowing the places to be on the court.
Sean Powell with NBA.com. Question for DeAndre. Defense is your calling card, but however, not only did you play in the national championship game, I think you hit a big shot. So what kind of confidence does that give you going into the NBA offensively?
I feel like I'm a solid offensive player. I do rely on my defense to get me going, but I can score on the other end as well. I mean, I have confidence shooting, I have confidence in my game, and just hoping to prove that at the next level.
Christopher Moore from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. DeAndre, just kind of, they talk a lot here about positionless basketball. Coach Foster today was talking about looking at you at the 3 and the 4. How do you see yourself fitting in this system?
3, 4, 2, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like you said, it's a positionless game, and the guys who can do that and can play multiple positions have a long career in this league. So I'm just looking to be one of those guys who can defend multiple positions and on the other end play multiple positions as well.
Travis, Tim Reynolds of the AP again. I know the rules are obviously what they are, but we saw so many guys on draft night wearing the wrong hat, and teams having to wait a couple weeks for events like this and missing summer games and stuff of that nature. Are you hopeful that the rules might change one day? Because I mean, I understand why they're in place, but it doesn't seem like it really helped the kids too much in this case. Are you hopeful that this thing might get streamlined a little bit down the road?
Yeah, I think this year was a little different because there's so many guys. You know, maybe typically in a year there'll be 1 or 2, and there were so many trades that took place where teams were relying on cap space for the next year. I think last year was the first year we had a draft where there were no players traded in the draft, so you know we didn't see it. So this I think was an outlier. You know, it's a hard situation, right? Because you don't have their rights, even though everyone kind of knows it. So I'm sure the league will look into it and see what they can do. But you know, they take, you know, obviously tampering, they take, you know, salary cap circumvention and trying to get around it very seriously. But I'm sure they'll take a look at it.
And with that, we'll wrap up the questions from the media. And we save guys the best for last. We're ready to present to you your Atlanta Hawks jerseys. So, if Coach Pierce, you will join the 3 gentlemen on stage. Guys, if you'll all please stand, and we have the jerseys for Bruno and DeAndre.